we're going to look at laying out balusters on a rake run. Here's our stair. Here's the newel post, newel post. If we take and lay the tape along the knee wall cap and measure it, so we've got 100 inches measured along the knee wall. We can use that information to find out what it would be along the horizontal as if it were laid out like a balcony run. What counts is how it looks in the vertical. When we come off the horizontal, the distance increases the steeper it gets. So we need to know what this angle is. We can get that information by looking at one tread and one riser. This would be our 10-inch tread typically. This would be, say, 7.5 inch. What we want to know is what's this angle, and we can get that off the calculator. If we enter 7-inch 1/2 and enter that as our rise, that's our riser, 10 inches as our run, it'll give us a pitch of 36.87. It'll also give us our diagonal, which we don't need to know for this instance, but it comes in handy for other applications. We can now go back and enter our 100-inch as our diagonal, 36.87 as our pitch, and from that we can find out what the balcony run would be, or the horizontal run, by hitting the run function. We get 80 inch. Now we've already done a layout for 80 inches. You can refer back to the previous video for that. Again, we need to add, if we're going face to face, we need to add one baluster, which is 1.75 inches. So we're going to look at 81 inch 3/4 and divide that by 1 unit spacing, which is 4 inches plus 1.75 inches. So we're going to divide that by 5 inch 3/4 and we get 14.4. So we know that we're going to need 15 spaces. We need to divide this diagonal by 15 spaces, but we need to add one baluster to it, just as we had here. So we need to find out what one baluster is on the diagonal. So if we have a 1 inch 3/4 baluster, we'll take that baluster. If we look at one baluster here, okay, the width of the baluster is the run. If we blow that up a bit, this being one baluster now, it's 1.75 inches here on the run, but we need to know what it is on the pitch. So that would be our run function. We know the pitch still is 36.87, so the diagonal becomes, oops, try that again, 1 inch 3/4 is our run, 36.87 is our pitch. Our diagonal is 2 3/16, which we need to add to the run just as we had before when we were laying it out as a balcony. So we have 102 inch 3/16. We're going to divide that by the number of spaces we need, which is 15. And we get 6 13/16. That's face to face. So if we hit the plus equals function everywhere along as we lay these out, 6 13/16, 13 5/8, 20 7/16, and we'll walk that all the way up the line until we get to the end and it comes out to 102 and 3/16. We'll have the same spacing as if it were laid off on the balcony run.